Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
Happened.
So Jim, before the show, I know you've been speaking to Chiz a lot on and off throughout the week or so, and you've expressed some interest about our resident peculiar individual, Wings of Redemption. You're interested in perhaps doing some sort of series about him, or at least learning more about him. So if you have any questions.
Well, yeah, this is a fantastic opportunity for me. I don't know what it is. I'd never heard of him before. But for some reason, it was in my recommended video feed, and so I was like, well, I wonder what this is. It was a compilation video. There are a lot of compilation videos I've come to find out. So I'm watching this video, and I was like, well, how bad could it be? Boy, was I in for a treat. I've never seen a man more miserable with his position in life than Wings of Redemption. It was every video I watched, and I watched maybe 50 of them. Just awestruck. Just awestruck by it. Who says repeatedly the traits that I noticed, maybe it's a gimmick, I don't think it is I hate my life, I fucking hate video games, I hate Call of Duty, I hate Rainbow Six, I need my subs. If I don't get 2 subs this hour, there's going to be hell. You get 3 minutes of commercials. Just watching this go on and on and on, and the weird thing is I can draw 2 comparisons, right? The first is I think most people would go to would be DSP. I don't think DSP is this bad from what I've been seeing. The other comparison is somebody I knew. Was a really early on kind of big video game YouTuber, Armic21. Armic21 had a large audience, kind of started to fall on hard times, got really angry, did a lot of drunk streams and stuff like that, hated what he was doing. But there is, he's kind of the story of the light at the end of the tunnel. He took a step back. He said, you know what, this is ridiculous. Got a job, got a really nice job, met a girl, fell in love, got married to her. Bought a house, and now he's doing his own thing. He's got a very happy life.
Good for him.
And so I look at somebody like Wings, who's like, I hate my life. I hate what I do. I don't want to do it anymore. And I'm thinking, well, why are you doing it? Because I know that people can walk away. Oh, go ahead. I'd love to hear this.
Wings feels like, because of his weight, right? Wings is a guy who probably can't stand up for more than 60, 90 seconds in a row, that most doors are closed to him, that the only avenue available is streaming games and getting the surgery. So that is his window to normalcy.
Oh, the surgery. See, now that's a topic I wanted to touch on, because I get the feeling Wings is the sort of person that's never going to get the surgery.
Oh, you're on my side of this bet.
Never, ever going to get that surgery.
Kyle and I lost this bet. Or we're going to lose it.
Yes.
Here's my take on it. Wings, he lives in Conway, South Carolina. That's something that he says loud and proud all the time, so it's not like I doxed him. And he rarely leaves his town, right? That's a very uncommon thing for him. He hardly leaves his house, right?
Can I interject? I would guess that he has left the town of that he lives in 6 times in his lifetime.
I wouldn't bet against that.
He's really that much of a recluse?
Yes. Not necessarily a recluse, because like I suppose he socializes with a very small group of individuals within his circle. And it's not that he doesn't want to go out to a restaurant with a girl or anything like that. He's a homebody who feels very uncomfortable out of his shell of protection. And his mother is very important to him as sort of a safety blanket figure. She needs to be close by. Yes.
Yeah, his family he's super tight with, but and he's like Kyle says, he has a little circle of real life friends. They come and go and leave the show, but he's just not an explorer. He's the opposite of an explorer. He very much leaves his comfort zone the minute he leaves practically his block.
Well, so, could you call it exploration though? Just going out to the local grocery store? I mean, that's making it sound like some grandiose adventure he's going on. It's like an everyday thing. Every human being has to do.
So I just to give the broad strokes of this gentleman, he was quite big in the days of Call of Duty commentary. I don't know. Are you familiar with Call of Duty commentaries? And what a big scene that was at one point. He was one of the first, and one of the first 25 people on the planet who did it. And at that time, it really didn't matter about the quality of your content as much as it did the quantity of your content, because it was a limited supply of it out there. Mm-hmm. Today, you can go on YouTube and find endless hours and hours of this stuff. But back then, especially if you wanted late-breaking, newest COD content, there were only a handful of guys who were doing it, and he was one of them. And so he became quite big in that sphere. He was making... At the time, he was making much more money than Woody or I. Woody and I we'd count up our money that we had earned at the end of the month and be like, man, maybe I'll earn this much by the end of the year. It's like, holy shit.
$5,000 a year.
Yeah, it was like, stuff like that. It's like, this is a fun hobby. I basically get my video games for free, sort of thing that we were doing. Wings was making $10,000 a month at this early juncture, and we were blown away by it. And to live in his income area, and to have his history of low income, it was like one of us making $100,000 a month out of nowhere. It was life-changing to him, and like many lottery winners, it really made him a completely different person in a lot of ways. He splurged that money around. He spent it on vehicles and on ladies. He's had several girlfriends that were part of his YouTube channel, and the money he invested into a restaurant with his mother. And there were many ventures like that. He got into financing a Call of Duty team for a while. And, things sort of petered out after a while when the Call of Duty thing took off. And now there's literally thousands of people doing exactly what he does, but better. Not only are they better at the game, but they're cutting edge with their audio, with their video, with the quality of their videos. There are guys who are spending 4 hours for every minute of content they're putting up. The guys who are like breaking down the weapons in Call of Duty and breaking down all sorts of tips and tricks.
Wings, on the other hand, on a busy day would make 11 videos in a day, right? So you can imagine that these are kind of just spit them out, not as great as the competition.
Now, these were pulled from his streams, right? That was my understanding. He'd do a stream and then...
Yes, he has segued into a Twitch streamer because, as he says, the troll channels, which you watched about 50 of their videos.
I watched quite a bit of, yeah.
Yes, he believes that the troll channels have affected the YouTube algorithm in such a way that his YouTube channel is worthless. Now, that's just a bunch of silliness, because it's not as if anyone is out there searching Wings of Redemption looking for him for Call of Duty content. That's not how it works. You get discovered via those troll channels, if anything, at this point. If he were regularly uploading, then people would segue. Someone like you would have ended up on his channel watching some of his content, and if he was putting his best foot forward on his channel, you would say, oh, well, he's not all that bad. Look at him. Here he is with his grandmother sitting there having a nice conversation. Here he is cooking. Here he is going for a walk. He's trying to better himself. But there's none of that content because he's completely given up on YouTube, only a Twitch streamer now. Now, he's been raising money for, let's call it 6 months now, for the surgery, as he calls it. And it was very vague at the beginning. It was just bariatric surgery. There's a couple of different kinds, but that's neither here nor there. In the United States, they cost about $20,000, roughly speaking. And in Mexico, they cost $6,000 or $7,000, roughly speaking. And he has had enough money to do it in both locations, back to back, for a long time now.
Back to back. He could have a pair. If he had another belly, he could go to the U.S., swing by Mexico, and come home.
Absolutely. He has reached his goal several times now. And people continue to donate and everything. If he had multiple stomachs like a farm animal. I'm ruminating a little bad today. But he keeps putting the surgery off. And his most recent, when we made the bet, Woody and I, about whether he would get the surgery this year or not, I said absolutely he will, because the last update I had gotten from the Wings of Redemption Twitch streams was, got my passport, I've got Dr. Martinez, I've got an appointment, I've got this, I've got that, I've got the money, we're set here. And then the next day he's like, but I went and saw a doctor here in the U.S. and she says, my heart might not be healthy. And it's like, of course your heart isn't healthy.
That's the excuse strain. He's going to pull out every... The interesting thing, he's like a weird amalgamation of different characters. In regards to the weight loss, I'd compare it to maybe like Boogie. Boogie talked for years about wanting to lose weight before he finally kind of went through with it, and he got the surgery and he started trying to do it. Mm-hmm. But there seemed to be at least some motivation there to do it. But with Wings, it seems like I saw some these compilation videos. They touched on it, and one of his excuses early on was, "I don't have a passport. I can't go get a passport because my mom needs to take me," or something like that. And then it was, "How angry would you guys be if I didn't do it because I'm worried about Mexican doctors?" Or how angry would you be if I delayed it because I need to do it here instead? It's like any way out that he can find. And with the algorithm thing too, and the troll channels, did something happen? I'd almost place it like 3 to 5 weeks back, Because that seems to be a lot of the compilations really started taking off then. Did he do something extra ridiculous 3 to 5 weeks back?
Was it you, Kyle?
Oh, come on. Why do I always get the finger pointed at me?
Kyle at one point asked for compilation videos on this show.
No, that's been months ago.
To be fair, we kind of backwards in a way ask for that every episode.
No, what happened was long ago, 4 months ago or something like that.
Long ago.
Yeah. I don't know that this is going to be exactly accurate.
So the 100% truth of the matter is there have long been these compilation channels that put his stuff together for years and years now. And we've always watched them. And at some point I asked for sort of a music accompanied compilation of him raging set to Johnny Cash's Hurt. You know, I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. And it was made.
It turned out well. Yeah.
It turned out very well. Someone did an excellent job at it. And, you know, music videos are the biggest thing on YouTube because they're so rewatchable. They're so catchy. They draw you in, and music speaks to the soul. And when the images accompanying that music match it so well, it just went off. And so from there, a lot of people kind of got into the idea of making these compilations, and that spurred on a couple more channels. But the thing is, he fuels the fire. You know, like if there's no coal to stoke that engine, then it just dies out, right? Like if he's just a normal human being, then there is no content to.
This is why I object to the troll channel thing, right? Like one thing Wings of Redemption did to me is he lied about some charity that I had done. I did this thing a long time ago called King of the Web. There was $7,000. I won, and I donated 100% of it to charity. And then, and by the way, like in real time, I put the check in an envelope, mailed it on camera. I did it. I got like shirts and thank you letters from them. It was real. Wings of Redemption told this guy, Holiday Doc, that it wasn't real, that it was all a scam to make money, that I was keeping it. I made a video saying, hey, vote for me on King of the Web. I'll put the money towards this charity to write Love on Our Arms. And Wings said I made more money off of that video than the $7,000 I would have made from King of the Web. As if I make like $8,000 a video? That's outrageous.
Was that a 15 million view video? No,
it was just all untrue. It was a lie. That's a troll, right? When people talk shit about you and make things up and it gets believed and it tarnishes your name, like what Wings of Redemption does to me is troll video shit. What he's getting is truthful clips of who he is, right?
Yeah.
I think there's years of difference between like trolling and lying, and you know, there used to be all kinds of videos about me saying I was a pedophile and this and that. None of like outrageously false, right? Not true. They're monetizing my children. I used to hear that all the time. What happens to Wings is they just literally show him live streaming. Angry at the people he plays with, yelling at other people for his deaths in video games.
Now, let me interject this. Now, in your research, if you decide to do something about this guy, you may find some people who call him out as a racist. That is 100% not true. And whenever that comes up, I defend him on that note. I'm all about giving him the fair shake as far as this stuff goes. Now he's terrible to people, and he makes up terrible things about people, and he does terrible things. But he is not racist. He grew up in a very mixed race environment, and he has no racism within him. So you'll see.
My primary focus was really, and what drew me into this, what made me watch 50 videos of this guy, aside from my general interest, which was really weird because when I'm watching this, and I was talking to a friend about, well, maybe I'll do a video on this guy. My girlfriend came in the room. And she's like, is that Wings of Redemption? She used to be in a Gears of War clan. And they used to apparently fuck with him and laugh at his videos back in like 2013, 2014. So that was really weird to me. And she's like, you have to do a video. So I started watching more compilation videos on it. But they really are just strung together video clips of him being him. And the thing that attracts me is it's that he hates that I think is the overall message is he hates his life so goddamn much, but he won't do anything to change it.
He's not brave. The core of Wings of Redemption is this is going to sound meaner than I'm targeting, but he's actually a coward, right? In his core of cores, It's why he doesn't leave his house. It's why he doesn't make any changes. It's why he doesn't have like the internal just bravery to get anything done with his life. That's who he is in the middle of him. And until that changes, he's just going to sit there getting bigger live streaming video games.
No, he has made some
Jim
moves,
has
though.
to hear about the opportunity that Kyle gave very benevolently for Wings to change his life.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take it from here, Kyle. You know the tale.
So we're always throwing around fun ideas on this show about things we can do outside the show in real life and such, and people like sometimes will accuse us of like never doing them. And there has been some ideas that just didn't come to fruition.
They're not completely wrong.
Well, sometimes they're just not practical. Sometimes we're like, that's going to cause a legal issue. I can't fight insects in my house. That might be we can't do that. Plus, my roommate doesn't want there to be giant bugs in my house. I ended on that note. I love the wordplay.
That was the best shit I've ever heard.